What's up, Alphas? It's your boy, Alphas and me. Looking cute, looking clean, looking sexy. And
Oh,
it's Monday. I'm thinking it's Monday, maybe it's Tuesday. And it's the man cave. Maybe I think it was Tuesday. Yeah, I bet they be so confused. Hey, listen, everybody in the audio world, I appreciate y'all for bearing with me because it was Memorial Day. Leave me alone. So today we got, of course, we got the other co-owner of Overall 99 Media. He over there in Denver running the Denver market. He getting buff. I see him in the gym. How you doing, Kid Creative Player, KCP?
What's down with it, man? I already know it's your boy Kid Cree, man. I'm saying tapping in again with the man cave. About to get it started with the broadies. We finna hit some hot topics of the week. You feel me?
And you know, up top, we got the one, the only. He's showing the arms. It's summertime. He ready. It's Monday.
Sun's out, guns out. The boy Monray. Mr. Drop the Mic is here, fresh from working out. That's why this is like this.
Looking mad brolic, Monte.
No. You know, we're going to see if we can take it serious today.
I should leave now.
He out here preparing. He on his Gohan arc, preparing for sale return.
Oh my!
He about to forget. Okay. Gohan Cell. I was like, damn. So he's about to forget everything that he knew and be way weaker than he once was.
He making his comeback now. And
okay.
And of course, we got the
inbound. Let's go.
The only Afro coming 765. How you doing today, my guy?
You already know your local neighborhood scumbag, ready to give you your daily dose of dirtbag. Same old rundown. You guys know the gimmick.
They know the routine. And by the way, I want to appreciate y'all. Man, remember to hit that like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you're on audio services, listening to the sweet sounds of my voice, hit that follow button, hit that like button. I appreciate everybody. First of all, let's do something we ain't really did. How y'all doing? How everybody doing? I see Monte working out. Wes looking big. Tori look like he ain't worked out in a long time. How everybody?
You already know. Sitting around. Getting high, wasting time, loving life. It's beautiful. Sun's shining. Dogs having fun at the dog park. Old lady downstairs offered me god dang illicit substances to start the day off right. It's a
Boy, I thought you were finna say some head. I was finna say, what?
No, it's not.
Not that. Hey, I wouldn't be adverse to a gummy, but I had to pass on that one. But
okay,
you never pass on certain stuff. A nice cup of coffee in the morning, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it PG. We're in the first 5 minutes, but like I said, people know the gimmick.
Monte looking extra working out. How you doing?
I'm straight, man.
Give us a mild flex.
Like, I knew
slight flex. Come on. Give us a slight one. You've been working on your back muscles. I can tell. Nigga, your trap's looking bad swole. I know those aren't muscles.
Help.
I don't understand either. Monte, you did legs or you did arms today?
Man, I just went in like
cardio.
You do some yoga.
A bit. That's what I normally do.
I feel that.
When it did your thing, basically.
Pretty much. Like the knee and weights and all that, man. Look, like saying that ain't going. That ain't me.
That ain't his thing. He went and did his thing, baby.
I feel dancing a great workout though. Real talk.
Getting them legs strong. I need to get mine strong. Mine over here looking like some pencils.
Says the point.
Looking like some pencils over here, bro. Arms big as a mud, shoulder big. Look at my leg.
Oh, you got the Sunday cone going on. Swole up top, skinny at the bottom. I hear you.
I mean, my legs they big, but then when I look at them, I'm like, man, they look small. But I guess I be looking at myself and I can't be the judge, huh?
I gotta let everybody it all the time, bro. Except I ain't talking about legs. Okay. Okay. Today, y'all see the title. Y'all know what we talking about. We are talking about how do you process or deal with emotional pain, and we gave you a little laughter. That's how you can do it. You know what I'm saying? Just a little laughter.
Sugar with the medicine.
Yeah. So just give a little laughter. Everybody doing good. But We talking about trauma, abuse, heartbreak. Can it connect? We can connect it with a lot of things today. You see, I see people. I see them. What's them websites? They really upset. What's it called? The Root, talking about how this setting back black women. The Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial.
Man,
Oh,
you listen to them, it's setting back all women, bruh.
And,
Listen, Amber Heard lost 15 million runes. We've all been playing Elden Ring for months. I've probably lost more than that in the last few months of playing. So she gonna get over it, maybe. Not really.
Wow.
15 million. Wild.
Okay.
we see Jada and Will situation. Jada came out on her podcast and said some strange like manipulative.
She gonna
stuff.
get half when they get divorced.
I don't know, maybe that's why she's staying, because she ain't. So Kevin Samuels and all that, Kanye with his mother and all those type of things. All that thing is how we deal with trauma and emotional thing. All that. You see people just react in certain ways. You see in the Johnny Depp, Kevin Samuels, you see people celebrating lives and stuff, and you see people upset and angry because somehow the stranger caused some trauma in their life. Which okay, but I feel like the social media and society nowadays, we a little parasocial. But how to deal and process emotional pain. Monte, tell us how you deal with emotional pain.
So the best way I can say is like just recently, this past week it wasn't a good week. I could just be completely honest. It was not a good week. Like just stuff happened, and it wasn't a good week. And like just in general, just you have to be able to accept that pain exists, like that stuff happens. A lot of times, us as men, but just even people in general, you get the talk of, hey, life happens, shovel it up and move on, sweep it under the rug and keep going. And a lot of times we just don't give ourselves time to process the stuff that happens to us. The vast majority of people in the world, and I can confidently say the vast majority of people in the world got skeletons in their closet, got crap they done dealt with in their past, got things on their mind on a daily basis. Like I came up in the image earlier today of everybody that's seen either games or some media where you see a soldier or somebody walking with like swords and arrows sticking all out their back and all that. I done thought of so many times, bro. Me, myself, and I know people have just gotten up and been at work at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning every morning. Still got them same swords in their back. Still got the same arrows in their side. And you'll go so long with them swords and them arrows that you'll forget how it felt before they even got there. So many people will walk around with scars in their heart, leftover trauma in their past and everything. And you can ask some of these people that had it for so long, they're like, man, it is what it is at this point. That you'd have had that for so long that you forget what your life was like before that ever happened to you. And then it'll get to the point where the thought came in my head, it's nowadays, it is really, really hard for some people to have a genuine smile on their face. I know some people at work, they tell me like, hey man, why you don't say nothing in the morning, man? I'm like, well, one, I be sleepy mainly, so I'm not a morning person. But a lot of times, man, you don't really feel like smiling. You grateful for the day, but just like sometimes I didn't went to sleep just because I don't know nothing else to do, man. Like sometimes that stress or sometimes life, it'll hit you so hard on some days, some weeks, sometimes, man, you literally don't know what else to do. You'll be surprised how many people take a nap and go to sleep in the middle of the day just to escape from it for a while. Like you will be shocked. And whether it's like, trauma, things, people passing that you don't expect, or like stuff happen, even relationships. You'll be surprised how many people got scars in their relationships, how much they poured into, it ain't just relationships, friendships, people, whatever, pastors, like anybody that's leadership. You'll be surprised how many people they pour into people. And when they don't get poured back, when their relationship ain't reciprocated, a lot of people left broken, man. It really is. And so many times you look at it and just be like, man, you just learn to live with it instead of dealing with it. So just main thing I'll say, man, you gotta understand and look and realize that pain and that trauma is there. Like don't just, hey, it's life, it happens to everybody. Hey, it's just man. It happens to everybody, but it's your life. You got one of them. Men, women, whoever, like, don't let that stuff sit there. Don't let that stuff just fester. Ain't a Band-Aid big enough in the world to hide the scars of your heart. Please believe it. Ain't a Band-Aid big enough for it. you can pretend it ain't there. I promise it is, man. So just realize it's there. Acknowledge it. It's okay to not be okay. Period. Like it's okay to not be okay. That simple. You can have days where you can wake up and not be happy. You can have days you can wake up and be sad. You can have days where you just like, I'm going through the motions. God knows men go through it plenty of times. Yeah. So just telling you, we do. Just nothing to women or anything. I tell you we do. I know. I am one. It's many a day you'll wake up and just be like, I got to go to work because I got to get this done. Regardless of how I'm feeling, regardless of what's on my mind, regardless of how I'm thinking about the future, hey, this got to get done. Man, just acknowledge that stuff is there, man. Realize that sometimes you are hurt. Sometimes you got scars. Sometimes you got baggage. Sometimes shit happens and it hurts you. It's okay. Just accept it. Like it's there. You can cry. You can let it out.
It's true.
But I got to start with, man.
We all got a little emotional damage from your life and everything. Being aware of it is a big thing. Whether it's you figuring it out or getting a therapist or something, anything that we talked about last week, but the process of dealing with things. My thing is always find what's the matter and try to correct it. And you can't correct it, but it's always not necessarily if you can't always correct it, but you can always deal with it. Yeah, deal with it.
There's comfort in knowing.
Yeah, so like okay.
Where did I go wrong?
And it could be anything.
Yeah,
from my relationship stat, why I'm always some people single just because you really scared to like love people. Why? Because you saw your parents argue or something like that traumatized you. Like I don't want to deal with that, but you never just acknowledge it. So you just keep going from woman to woman or man to man, and you just ignore that part. Mm-hmm. And like you don't realize that you traumatized or you got like a feeling like, oh, I'm staying single because my parents might not have the best relationship, even if they were together, or even if they not or you was. Or sometimes it's either something simple, and I'm gonna let Tori go, or it could be something simple as, listen, my mama took care of me, so now I expect my woman to take care of me the same way. And that ain't good either. That's a negative thing that can come from it. Like also, you're looking for your woman to be your mom. And that's not what she's supposed to be. So that's a thing that you have to work on too, in dealing with your emotional trauma and abuse. As we said, this is like something kind you deal with it when his mama passed, and you can see it actively in his life and how he always want to be like the center of attention, regardless. Tori.
If you're going to deal with your mother issues, there's definitely a different website on the internet where you could get way more views. I think we all get that one, which is another way to deal with trauma. A lot of times, man, I find that people go through traumatic things and then they just quit having fun altogether. They just quit enjoying life, and then they're completely okay with that. It just becomes the norm. So I feel like it's a lot of just, like Monte said, it's a lot of people just getting used to it. Like you become numb to it, and not everyone's gonna come to the realization, like we said last week. I mean, therapy is worth all the money you pay for it, but there's millions of people who are going to be told that therapy can help them. They're not going to listen to it. They're going to go on through their lives dealing with built up traumatic experiences that have loaded up and followed them all the way through life. And then next thing you know, you're 80 years old and all alone, and you ain't got enough things in the world to count all the regrets. That's the main thing you got to try to avoid. I plan on leaving this life as regret-free as possible. And a lot of people can't do that, and that's literally one of the main reasons why people are depressed and can't deal with trauma, because they can't do anything but hyperfixate on it. So I mean, I've partied my trauma away as much as therapy did away. So I mean, there's a balance, most definitely, and I guess it's just up to you as a person to find it.
Yeah.
This is a tough one for me because if I'm being honest, I don't think I've like handled trauma and certain things the right way, and I think it's always come back to, self-sabotage me in the end when there's been blessings and when there's been things that's been put in front of me because I've had a lot of trauma, and then when I come back to it, I allow the trauma to like take over my thought process and my thinking, without, sometimes I look back at things and say, what could I have done as a person to make sure I never go back into that situation again, you know? And I always look at myself first before I blame others, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes when you go through trauma, you kind of want to start blaming other people. And you kind of be like, you did this, and then you did that, and they do this to me, and the car did this. When you in a car accident,
Good old circle.
Yeah, you got to look at yourself, you know what I'm saying? That's where for me, that's where I feel like that's where the first part comes. You have to look at yourself and see how you aided in the trauma and see how you allowed certain things to happen to you. Everything happens for a reason for you to learn. But I know for a fact I probably haven't handled trauma as well as I should. But a lot of people don't though. But I've been working on, talking to a therapist. That's my best way of handling things and getting things out. Because as us being men, like I said last week, us being men, but even black men, more than others, you know what I'm saying? I'm for sure more than others. Black men can't talk to people, man. The only person you probably gonna be able to talk to is your grandmama that, won't judge you. Even some people, mama probably gonna judge them and be like, well, why you doing this? Instead of just listening like a therapist would. A therapist paid to just listen and try to understand and figure you out and figure out what's the pain, why the pain is causing this, what triggers you, what puts you in this negative spot, what keeps you in a positive spot, what's some hobbies that you can do, things like that. But I know I've like tried all types of things. A lot of stuff wasn't really helping me, man. Like I tried smoking. Smoking was, it kept my mind off of it for a while. But when I go to work, I'm thinking about trauma at work. Like everything that's done happened to me. I can't smoke at work. Like so smoke at work, something happened. Hey, bro, you look high. Nah, bro, I'm sleeping. Don't worry about what I be doing. You know what I'm saying? But like smoking, it'll blind it for a little while. You know what I'm saying? Unless you just get crazy high and go to sleep.
That's why you gotta find a balance.
Yep.
Drugs and therapy. There's a balance, people. I promise. Drugs and therapy. There's always a balance.
Yeah, you can try to blind yourself by going to do stuff. Like a lot of friends get that twisted about trying to take a friend and let's go do this to keep your mind off it. Sometimes they can blind that stuff when you really need to be getting it out, bro. You need to be getting it out instead of trying to like hide it and blind yourself from it. Like you gotta understand what's going on, what happened, where you went wrong, what you could have done better. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I don't do that because I be focused on all the wrong that happened. I kind of get down on myself when I've done something wrong to somebody else, and I take myself down through there like, damn, bro, I did this, I did that, and I'll stay on that for like weeks. Like, fuck, bro, I fucked up, or you know what I'm saying? I take myself down through that more than I probably took somebody else down through there. But that traumatized me more when I hurt people. Like if I feel like I can't do something that I told Trevor I was gonna do, I'm like, damn, I told bro. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me being like caring for others. Like I care about everybody else more than I care about myself. But sometimes they get me locked up with doing more for everybody else than I have to do for myself. And I can't be there for others when I don't be there for myself. And that accounts when you're trying to do something, take care of trauma. You got to start giving yourself that energy you need, like take the time and do some self-care, do some meditation, that way you can kind of like stop some things from happening or like see some things happening because your mind in a comfortable place in a calm spot, kind of prevent trauma from happening. You can see things, hold some standards, hold yourself to some standards. You know what I'm saying? But when you just going and not keeping your mind in a meditative state and calm, you just gonna be going. You distracted with the world. That's how what happens when you're distracted with the world. You can't see things. But when trauma happens, you have to listen and learn, man. A lot of people don't listen and learn. They don't listen and learn. They'll just keep doing it until. But I keep telling people, like I done told Trevor before, when I'm trying to help somebody. Trevor done tried to help me before, and I've been like, man, I'm trying. But what he's saying is simple, but I just can't make it happen. You know what I'm saying? But he understand that, bro. Just gonna have to go through that pain for him to understand not to do that again. And then when you feel that pain, it's like, dang, bro. I see why Trevor was telling me, even though I probably already knew, but pain probably is the biggest lesson to learn from. But you gotta be willing to learn, bro.
Yeah, true. We did a lot of things in this episode. First, we started off. We made jokes, right? Laughter. You can deal with pain with laughter, right? So we made jokes. We talked about Monte arm being out. We did all those things. You're asking people how you doing, and really caring how they doing, listening to them. Monte said he working out, so we made a whole thing. I made a whole thing about working out. Like it's a whole thing, like listening to people. That's all of them. And to what Wes was saying, sometimes we do escapisms, right? We try to escape from trauma instead of dealing with it. And it only, like you said, it only works for a little bit. Doing it too much, as Corey said, can lead to alcoholism, drug abuse, and a bunch of other stuff. And because you trying to escape so hard to what kids said, you start basically.
Benders are expensive, folks.
Yeah, you try to blind yourself with certain things when you just really need to talk to somebody who's gonna listen. Try to understand and not place
Look, I told y'all he'd come in on the outro
onto you. Hey, everybody, welcome my cousin Joe Uniqo Williams in the building, baby. Do you hear me? Take a time. Hey, we gotta take a break and welcome my brother in, man.
Hey, come get your sandwich, man. Come here, Gotti. Hey.
So how you been today, bro? How was your day? What you been up to?
How was your day?
It was a good day. I went to the next town over and got my dog some White Castles, and I got me some Popeyes because they be giving out puppy sandwiches. Hi, cousin.
Man,
how you been?
What's up, boy?
Hi, everybody. It's a hot day. The guns is out. My boy got his guns out.
We already had a segment. We had a whole segment. Fonte looking bad brolic today.
I just want to give the flowers today while I can. Just like Anita Baker gave flowers to Lil Wayne the other day.
Oh,
shout out to Anita.
You know what? Hey, let me ask y'all a question. Has anybody ever gave y'all flowers? Because ain't nobody ever gave me shit.
Somebody gives me flowers like once every 2 weeks, and I appreciate that.
Who gave you some flowers?
Zell May gives me and you flowers like once every 2 weeks.
I'm talking about like the real flowers.
I've gotten physical flowers before, most definitely.
I ain't never got no flower for nobody.
I think I've gotten flowers from like.
I've not gotten.
Keep a dead flower in the background just in case you need it.
And gave me flowers.
Never know.
She gave you some flowers.
Yeah, I think
that's some different stuff right there, bro.
You remember Ken got flowers, and you remember he threw it on the floor. We ain't gonna talk about that though. That's a funny story. We ain't gonna get into that. There's a lot of cancellation in that story.
Oh my god.
We was 18. He didn't know no better.
I guess instead of flowers that smell good, we just gonna get the other flower that smells stinky.
There we go. Hey,
good gas.
Good show coming up.
Joe, how do you deal with all the traumas and stuff? I know you go through things like we all do. How do you deal with traumas and how do you process?
Oh man, I know it's not the most healthy thing in the world, but a lot of times I would drink a lot. And then I show out all weekend, and then I project my issues onto people that I probably shouldn't be projecting them onto. And then I
real
give
toxic nigga stuff.
Yeah, real toxic. Like, girl, come over here. Now that you're over here, fuck you. So
see, that's here you go, have me turned up laughing.
Yeah. So I 100% I advise against that. That's a terrible way. Like, I know my dad.
I'm laughing, y'all. That ain't right. He ain't doing right.
But
it's just the fact that it's my cousin. I gotta laugh sometimes. He gonna make me laugh when he's sober. You know, Bob, we'll tell, hey, Joe, come on, bro, you ain't have to do that. But I can't tell him why he drunk, cause he ain't gonna listen. He ain't gonna listen.
Dang.
I'm not going to remember that you told me that.
See?
So I give it till Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday is for the shame. Like I know I was on some bullshit.
Yep. Let me call cuz and see what if I was straight up, if I did some fucked up shit.
We cool. Do I need to apologize? Do I need to go on an apology tour or not? And then you know, after the apology tour on Wednesday, we're ready to film Do You Hear Me with Uniqo Williams on Thursday. We back to it. But then here comes Friday all over again. So I've been doing pretty good. This past weekend, it was a Memorial Day weekend. I did pretty good. But you know, like I know when my dad passed away. I know when I've had my heart broken, man, I turn up and at the end of the day, I feel bad and I probably made situations worse. But shout out to my people, because when I do it, I be with my people, so they understand.
Yeah.
But you know, end of the day, the right way that I do it is I try and bury myself in something. So like I get to playing a game or something, or I start watching interrogation videos or something. Like I try and take my mind off of it by putting it somewhere else. So so that's the bad way, drinking and taking all type of drugs and stuff, man. That's not gonna help, because at the end of the day, you gotta face it. And then the other way is just like finding something that genuinely makes you happy. And what tends to make me happy is seeing other people happy. So, you know, I got to come with a few jokes, or I got to entertain. So entertaining, being on stage, that's therapy for me, man. Being in front of people, that's therapy. Sometimes I go to the barbershop just to sit there and make people laugh, man. Just because I just be down, it just make me feel better.
You need to take a microphone and a camera and go up in there and ask them boys some questions, man. Ask them boys some questions they ain't used to.
Oh, we got man, you know, I go to OG barber now. You know, I don't need all that extra enhancement shit on my head no more. So I go to the OG barber shop now. So I go in there, them OGs. Now, once you get old enough, they tell you like it is. Boy, you know, it was a tree I wanted to climb back in 1967, and you realize that's your homie's grandma.
Oh man!
Wow.
And I'm like, what?
See, that's why I can't play with them. That's your mama, boy. Your mama. Hey man. Cut my hair, bro. Cut my hair.
No, it be the old heads that's playing chess and stuff in the sideline, but then you got that one dude that keep on pulling out that little half pint, and he keep on sipping out of it. Like, boy, if I didn't have this drinking problem, boy, I would have climbed that tree. The dude ain't number 5'5", and then he talking about your aunt, your great aunt, and you just like, what, man? That's my great aunt.
So, all right, I got a question for you, Joe. So, like, do you feel the way that you handle your traumas is because you don't have an open outlet to go to and release everything that's on your mind without being judged, and without, you know, as a black man, without being judged, you say, hey, this is how I'm feeling, and it's making me feel negative thoughts or sad thoughts or thoughts, you know what I'm saying, without feeling judged and not feeling like you putting your weight on somebody back.
Well, I hate projecting my problems on other people. But sometimes you try it with a female, but then that time that stabs you in the back, because then at some point, shut up, daddy issues. Oh man,
yeah, they gonna use it against you.
I didn't need that today. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shut up, daddy issues.
Say something that
mama don't love you. Damn.
You complaining.
You just love your daddy. You everything you said you hate about your daddy. Damn. So man, I be. I'm like I said, I think that it's a lot of times I can handle it in my head by myself, but a lot of times, sometimes I understand that it just comes out sometimes, and that's problematic. That's very problematic, and I shouldn't do that. And people's feelings do get hurt in the midst of things. And then there we go, I'm back on the apology tour. I didn't mean that, kind of did, but you know,
I was thinking about it, but there was my opportunity to say it.
Yeah, like the person, you know, me, I would never say that. But but sometimes they just released the 8th gate, the 8 inner gates, and I just gotta say everything that I feel.
Yeah, you've been feeling. That's why I asked you, like if you feel like, you know, not being able to talk to somebody kind of put you in that spot. Do you feel that way?
Like what? Because, you know, and I talk to my grandparents, and you know,
they talk to you.
My grandpa, he'll kind of give me advice, but it'd be like this long, drawn out, like thing, and I
it's
gotta
like,
wait for him to get to the
no.
point. And then
Yeah.
my grandma will pray for me, or she'll say, you just gotta keep praying and keep on trusting in God. But then she'll also be like, just leave that girl alone. Now, now don't do that. Don't lay on top of her if that's how you feel. You know, grandma, she keep it real like that.
Oh boy.
Hey, see, like those type of conversations, it don't give you no straight to the point understanding of what you feeling. You know what I'm saying? They just tell you, nah, baby, you just gonna have to pray about it. And then it's like, well, I know I need to do that, and I'm gonna keep doing it, but like, I need some type of understanding of why I'm feeling like this. Like, you know, like for my therapist, she kind of break down like it sounds like, you know, your inner child is still in you as you know, she kind of break things like that. Cause you know, me and you, we kind of have like a younger side of us inside of us that we can't let go because that's where all of our happiness came from.
Absolutely. My knees say otherwise, but yes, inside, yeah.
Yeah, me and Joe just like we still the younger version of us on the inside, but we grown now, like, but we still
Yeah.
have that like that loving and comfort. Like, I always wanna like have fun, like, but when it goes left, we like, damn, why you gotta be like that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. I tell you, cuz I've been so embarrassed at some of my family outings, man. Just being drunk and just talking shit. And you know what? And also another part of me is I still hold grudges against my middle school and high school crushes. The ones that told me no, I wasn't good enough.
Damn.
You know, I hate them bitches.
That's a long ass time to hold a grudge.
I don't give a damn. Fuck them.
Joe
Hey,
like 50,
whatever gets you
17
through the
years
day,
later,
Joe.
I still hate y'all.
Mean.
Joe, you might need a little therapy.
We are adding rejection
I
Wait,
issues.
have I never said that to anyone before?
Well,
Oh shit.
Well, you did. You told me. You done told me,
told me.
but it ain't been on the show, so
You done told me. That's why I was gonna suggest, like,
for that.
Tori, he does therapy. I do therapy too, and it helps me because I'm finally talking to somebody who will listen, bro, and like look me dead in my eyes and trying to hear every word I'm saying, trying to understand everything I'm saying instead of just judging it. You can look at somebody's eyes and you can tell if they judging you, if they actually listening. Somebody could be looking dead at you and you can tell they not listening to you. They thinking about 10 other things. So I'm like, bro, I can tell you not listening to me. Your eyes swaying from side to side like you thinking about something else. But like, therapy has helped me, bro. Like, I'm able to get a lot of stuff off my chest and say anything, and you can see her eyes don't never change. She just stay straight looking. You don't feel like she just looking at you crazy or something like that. And I need that, bro. You know, I only had that with one other person, like that'll be able to give me some type of, you know, point back of why I might be feeling this way, because she helped me breaking it down. Instead of telling me how I feel, she asking me how I feel and like, well, what makes you feel like this, or why you think this may have brought this out of you, or you know, things like that. And I think that might give you some perspective of who you are on the inside, because I already know, you know, you still got one side of you, which is the Joe I know, which is the younger versions of us that's still inside of us that we hold on to, because that's where all our happiness came from when we was young. But now we done growed up and we just felt we done found so much pain and we deal with it a different type of way. And then we feel we had to be that way to be able to deal with that pain in the world today that we live in. Because
I had less
be
pain when I was younger, for sure.
Oh,
I had less pain.
See what I'm saying? We was always the two little happy kids running around.
The world still had hope when I was a kid. Then I grew up, I was like,
I'm gonna tell this story.
niggas broke. Check to check, man. God damn, man! I just tripped in front of everybody. They said that my shoes don't cost enough, man. God damn.
Can I just walk, fam? Just let me walk.
Damn.
So, I'm gonna tell.
It was $2.39. Go ahead, man.
So I'm gonna tell this story, right? I told Wes this. He already know this. So at one point, I told Wes, he know the story. We was in Jones. I told him, I like, bro. I look back on it. This is me at 25. I'm like, I think she was using me. But then I told him the other day at 30, because it's the same person. I said, you know what? I never established something. I'm very introspective, so I'm always gonna look back at what I did and how I feel. And I'm like, I'm very retrospective, introspective of me. I'm like, how can I say that I wanted her to be my girl when I never established that I want her to be my girl? And I'm sat there and hold something against, like, did she use me or something? I'm like, no, I never established it.
Mhm.
So how can I do something if I don't establish something? How can I never set boundaries. I never stated what I wanted.
Yeah.
I never did nothing. So it's basically like, I don't know what we doing. You leaving people in limbo, and I'm blaming somebody else because I left you in limbo. Because I never said it. I never be like, hey, you my girl? I never said those words.
You allowing that hurt to step in because you're not what's
Man,
the
somebody
word?
over here looking matter of factly.
You're not setting your intentions on what you
So
want.
I'm like, how am I mad at you if I never set the intentions in life? How am I mad at somebody else for something I never established?
Yeah, that's
I
exactly
can claim you were leading me on, but if I never said it, that's kind of on me too. Despite even if you was, because if you used me after I know definitively then what it was. And I could have nipped in the bud in like the first week instead of playing this little mental game, these mental gymnastics. And we often do, and I told that story why, because we often do that with everything in our life. Instead of dealing with it, establishing what our problem is, we play with it. And that's why I told this story. You play with it. You be like, oh, I'm not committed. Oh, I'm not doing this. I had the same problem with me football. I quit football, had the issue, blah, blah, blah. I was playing football, ran a 4-4. Everybody like, why you quit? And I said I had to do it for me. Why? Because I knew in my heart. They saw me as the kid who wasn't athletic, who had 2 bone spurs in his knee and ankle. Then all of a sudden he went from a 5'1" when he grew up and gained like 4 inches of height. All of a sudden he ran a 4'5" and they were confused. I'm like, cause my leg feel better and I don't hurt. I literally played my whole football career in pain until my junior year. Like most people don't know that. Only like one coach knew that. I literally played football. I'm like, every time I run, the doctor told me you're gonna have to deal with it until you hit puberty, which I was born early, so I didn't hit 11th grade when I hit 16. Or you're gonna have to just play through pain. So basketball and football, I played through pain the entire time, and it was a lot of pain.
You're only 5'6", bro.
No, that was then.
Now,
I was like,
now I'm 5'7.5".
Hey, I'm
I
5'7".
was like, dang.
Do me like that, because if I was 6'2",
I know a bit different story. Your ass will be in the league, and I'll be somewhere fading in it.
that's why I stopped right there, cuz. That's why I stopped right there.
I already know. Must
Better than I thought it would be.
But yeah, that's the point. Again, not why did you do it? Do you have regret? No, I don't have regret. I dealt with it. I'm like, hey, I did what I felt was best for me because they saw me as that. It wasn't going nowhere. No point in me wasting my time. I felt like the reason I said there was a problem. Why would you feel like there's a problem? Because I felt like I let all my friends down because they ended up not being as good. Like, we needed you, and I'm like, it wasn't gonna change anything. I was just gonna be like, this is a person. But so me as an older person, look back at it and say, hey, look, I knew what it was. The school was really political. People wanted their kids to play. Stuff like that happened. Stuff getting away. They got that excuse. Everybody asked me why I didn't. It's so what? Again, that's you ignoring why you did something to feel guilty because what somebody else feel. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I learned that at 27, by the way. I'm 30 now. I learned I'm not gonna feel bad because they felt let down because we didn't win the state championship because I didn't play. Like, I made my decision because I knew what time it was. Like, I knew what time it was. So that's what I'm saying. That's how I process things. Learn to take accountability. That's the first thing.
One.
As a retrospective thing, like I told it, my fault. Some stuff is my fault. I had accountability in some. Everything ain't my fault, but I had accountability. Yeah. Some stuff I should have known better.
Gotta know better, bro.
And sometimes I can see something, and I can tell somebody something. I did this with Wes.
Mm-hmm. I did it back to him. I tell him something, but I do the same thing that he been doing. I'm like, dang, I just told Trevor that, man.
And my whole thing is sometimes you have to learn because you have to be what them old folks say, Joe. Sometimes you have to Sometimes just let them touch the light. I say that because that's what my dad said about me touching the lamp. I always want to touch the lamp because it was always on. I'm like, the lamp feel hot. I don't believe it's hot though.
That lamp or that stove?
Yeah, and my mama be like, don't touch that lamp. Daddy let him touch it. I bet he learn.
Exactly.
And then
See,
I
a lot of
touched
people
it.
up here. Like, let him
After
touch
battle.
understand to leave that crap alone. I'm tired of telling him, pulling him away from it. Let him touch it one time. He gonna understand when it tear that little hand up.
But one thing I want everybody to do, and we're gonna let Monte talk, get his last talk in there because I got another show to do.
What show you got to do?
I gotta do the P Valley show.
Ah,
Yeah, it's supposed to be at 8. It's supposed to be at 8 o'clock. We're a little late, but that'd be all right. That one dude will be all right. I told Wes, this one dude, he like, where is it? He'll be all right. He probably finna miss me in about 3 minutes. Like, man, the podcast, I'm here. He'd be good. But as I was stating, sometimes you gotta touch the light just so you learn, because you ain't gonna learn the other way, because you don't believe nothing, and that's how it is. Sometimes you don't believe when bad things gonna happen. So we're gonna let Tori and Monte talk, so they ain't talked in a minute, so let's see what they talking about. Monte, any experience you want to share? Got some story?
Experiences.
tell us about the gun show.
Man, experiences. I can talk about.
I told him, give us a slight flex, bro.
Man, don't worry about that, man.
Come on. Yeah, look.
Experiences. I can talk about everything from when E passed away.
Oh
my God, when E passed away in 2020, or like not even E. I literally had 4 people that it was family or somebody I was extremely close to all passed away within 3 months all together. And I could go to stuff like that, like just times like just so like even having somebody, even if it's your mama, having somebody that you could literally talk to and just unload what's on your mind or what's in your heart and all that. Just having a single person can literally mean a difference in life, man. I promise. It really is. Like if you can have anybody, male or female, regardless, that you can just be that comfortable with, because it's really hard to just be comfortable enough with somebody, like especially in today's world, because half time you can't trust nobody, or just half time when you think you can trust somebody, they ain't the ones you thought they were. They might even be family. You might thought y'all were friends. You might thought y'all were like this or something like that. And next thing you know, they might not be nothing. You might be gone, or might desert your house. Bro, right? So it's just it's something, man. So if you could even have one person to talk to, even if it's a therapist, even if it's your mom, if it's a friend, having one person just be able to talk to and just unload on it can be such a relief. I mean, this is a reason why, like even on suicide lines, like men are way more susceptible for suicide than a woman is, and it's because men a lot of times internalize so much. I mean, you can even look at this. It is entirety of this podcast, this show. Like I introduced like just one thing or just one story or just a little bit about what I went through, and everybody here had experiences, had stories. Just they had stuff in their mind that they were fine just unloading in this space, in this safe space, in a place where they won't be judged, or in a place where they won't be looked down upon because they're having an emotional time, or looked down upon just because they're not okay. Just this space alone for the last 30 minutes has been just wonderful just for everybody here on the Zoom. Just because you have this space, you can just unload, just talk. Man, I swear. That's what you really want. That's what people just long for, just peace.
Yeah, just to be able to come out and talk in front of people and look and not feel like, okay, they judging me with their eyes. I can tell. You know, you could look and you just be like, man, I don't even feel like I should be talking to them.
And I forgot this is going to the internet, so they'll just judge me later.
I mean, yeah, like just a safe space to be able to talk.
You hate that bitch. Which one?
You ain't got to worry about always being west all the time. Just time you can come and be neat. But just that alone, like that's perfect example. Just man, find your space, find your safe space, find your place, find your people that you can talk to that generally care about you, that will hold back from you and just won't take from you. Like, you surround yourself with, man, you don't realize, man, you'll be walking around. This is the last thing I'll say. You'll be walking around in a spiral, drowning in your own thoughts, drowning in your own sorrows, drowning in your own regrets, drowning in all your stress. And you won't realize the people around you ain't doing nothing but just pouring more water on you. You don't even realize sometimes they're just sitting there pouring more water on you.
I've been there. I've been there recently, like that, like just drowning in my own stuff and not realizing like the people that was around me still asking for stuff, still taking for stuff, even when they know, like, damn, you don't look right, bro. Can you do this for me? Can you take me here? Can you go do this? So I'm like, man, look, I need a break, bro. Like, I need to like separate myself from the world. That's kind of what you have to do sometimes, bro. Separate yourself from the world and find yourself again. Like, but you gotta separate. You gotta separate from social media. You gotta separate from people. You probably ain't gonna be able to separate from your job, but you're gonna have to figure out a way to like.
There are personal days and there are vacation days.
Yeah,
like,
you're gonna have to figure out a way to kind of like.
Going through and never use them days. Use your
take that point sometimes.
Vacation days, bro. Like, there's nothing wrong with having a you day. Nothing wrong with having a day. Let me just reset. Let me just. Bro, I just came from the gym dancing for an hour. Want to know why? Because that is where my peace lies. When I can just be in that gym by myself and just unleash. Find your peace.
Exactly.
Find your safe space.
I had to go to the gym and buckle down on some niggas. You know what I'm talking?
Oh yeah, this nigga going through something. He said he clamping. He full court pressing people.
They be mad, bro. Like, bro, why you playing full court? Why you playing? I'm finna take the ball from you, stupid.
This is therapy.
This is therapy.
This is my therapy.
I told you to stop dribbling around me. Stop dribbling. You don't hear me talking to you.
Hey,
and that day,
away from them people that just steady pouring more water. Hey,
all of it come out when I'm hooping, bro. Everything come out when I'm hooping.
Yeah.
And that day, West Coast, somebody basketball.
What's over with? Keep them people.
You not getting this evolution back, nigga.
By the way, I want to bring up something too to Monte's point. You gotta learn how to forgive. You gotta learn how to forgive. Why? You have to learn how to forgive yourself. You have to learn how to forgive others. Sometimes you gotta forgive people who you never met. And I'm gonna say this for this reason, and then I'm gonna give it to Tori and let Tori give his last thoughts, and then we're gonna get it out of here. We had a classmate, Monte West. His name was Jalen. Let's just say it, Jalen. Jalen, for the longest time, if y'all don't know, I ain't gonna say the story, but it was something I'm like, why did they let him do that? And I'm mad at people I never met before. Because I'm mad at people I never met, and I'm like, I'm upset because why did y'all put him in that situation, knowing the situation, and then let him do what he did? And I was upset, and I was upset for years. I'm like, yo, this is bothering me. I have to learn. I don't even know these people. I have to learn how to forgive them. I don't know their name. I don't even know what they look like. I have to just learn how to forgive. And then this is when I learned this important factor. Then I'm gonna give it to her. Forgiveness is not for them to understand that they are forgiven. It's for you to understand that you forgave them. Because some people will never apologize to you. Some people will never say, I'm sorry. Some people will never say whatever. But I forgive you, even though I never met you. You never said I'm sorry. That's off me. I'm free now. You don't have to apologize. I'm free from whatever hold you had on me. As I said in Sunday school, they put the chains on you. You locked up because of some hate of person you don't barely know. You're locked up because some dude on the internet said something mean to you. You locked up because your friends used it. You're locked up in chains because as Joe said, the girl from middle school upset him. So you got these chains on you, and you ain't forgave them yet. So you still locked up. And all that trauma, and when you're locked up, you get aggressive, right? You get mad, you're angry, you're upset, you're not in the right mood, your mind gone, it's clouded, you're always trying to escape, all those things. And my advice to you, if you're going through that, is just to forgive. Tori.
I just real quick, my mama told me. And just real quick, I'm sorry. My mama told me, she said, I'm sorry that you felt this way all these years. That was my apology. So that's how I knew. I was like, yeah, this nigga don't even know if she did me bad.
He seemed like she don't even know.
I was like, you don't remember living around the corner from me and not come to see me? Period. Oh, okay. That wasn't nothing to apologize for.
Oh my
gosh, I'm gushing.
That's how life goes.
You should see a therapist, Joe.
Yeah, man. I probably should see it. That my mama is why I hate y'all bitches.
Oh my
God.
Okay. But it's true though. It happens. That's life. That is true.
Hey, he had to get that off his chest, yo.
I feel so much lighter. I'm about to pour this beer out.
All right, Tori.
We'll keep it simple. Life is finite, and you're barely going to have enough of it to deal with your own emotional baggage. So don't be so willing to take on everybody else's.
Or is spitting.
It's that plain and simple.
A nigga representing the 7-6 fucking 5.
You already know.
All right, we finna give the outros. Here, what can they find you?
Man, y'all can find me at KID Creative Player with an A, not an ER, on all social media platforms, on all music platforms. Y'all know how we getting down over Raw 99. We getting it here at the Man Cave, baby. Come rock with us.
Man, K Monte.
Y'all know your boy Monterey Hudson, Instagram, TikTok. Click on the link tree, see everything I'm part of. Blurred Cartel, Buzz, and of course over Raw 99. Your boy gonna be good.
Oh, Monte. Good. Tor, what can they find you?
You already know. Afro Commie 765 on everything. Catch me lurking on the darkest parts of the interweb, doing toxic stuff.
That's his therapy. Joe, what can they find you?
But then I go see my actual therapist.
You got one up on me. You can find me at UniqoWilliams.com. That's right. That's UNIQOWilliams.com. All those roads, links, everything just leads to me. Just click on where you want to see me or where you want to listen to me at. It's going down. And somebody tell Kid Creative Player to unprotect his tweets.
Oh, man.
There's no retweets going on here.
That's the reason for that. It's the reason for that. And I need my piece.
He said, follow me on all social media. Let me check your resume first. Hold on.
I need my piece.
And,
Swear to God, boy.
and you can find me at the link tree below, Zel99_Zelmay on Instagram, Zelmay_99 on Twitter. I ain't giving y'all the other Twitter because I just spam giveaways and y'all don't want to see that. So follow Zelmay_99. Oh, don't follow the wrong one. Like I said, you will get spammed with giveaway stuff and that you probably don't want to see. I will start tagging you. Follow me, you want to.
Yeah, I tell you all the time when I get tagged in someone say, "Oh, this nigga clocked in."
It's fine, bro.
He gonna hit eventually, and it's gonna make us all.
I'm gonna hit.
I just hit,
I'm gonna hit him.
350. What you mean? What you just called?
350 headphones, a new webcam.
But what's the ratio?
I want this in again.
Hey, what's the win to tweet ratio though?
I want
what's the win?
So crazy. It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? I got this in the giveaway. This is Elgato. This is $300. I ain't pay for this. This is $300 headphones. They ain't pay for this. We out. Keep stomping. Something amazing will happen.
Showing out in Raleigh and R Valley.